had a great morning session. Tom did a great job. We got into some sales stuff here a little bit ago. And one of the big things that is happening right now that we've all heard of for the last few years is AI, right? AI. And so because of that, we wanted to bring you guys somebody who is in it every single day. And if you have not seen one of their ads somewhere on Facebook or anything, you must be living under a rock, because I get bombarded with Duncan on my screen, man. This is Duncan Metz with the Mobile Home Guys, and we're going to have Duncan come out and talk to you guys about what you can do. And I think he gave you guys all a gift of the book that he wrote here on how you can sell more manufactured homes using AI. So please give a big welcome to Mr. Duncan Metz with the Mobile Home Guys.
Appreciate it. Really glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I want to point something out really quick before I jump in. AI is a tool. It can be a bright, shiny object, and how you apply it to your business matters more than the fact that you're using AI. I think you guys have a good understanding of that. And what I'm going to talk about today is how to apply it in a way that actually produces a return for you, a measurable return, instead of becoming just another tool that you have, right? We want to avoid adding things in that essentially waste time and might be fun, but don't actually produce anything for you. So that's what my goal is today. And I really want you guys to leave or end this talk having a clear idea of the kind of ads that you can create with AI that will help attract qualified buyers. We also have a follow-up system that I'm going to help you create. We use AI to make that. Our team has AI that helps produce that. I'm going to give that to you as well. And all of our long-term follow-up strategy as well is baked into the system to get buyers who aren't quite ready yet. They're going to be ready 3, 6, 12 months into the future. I'm going to give you that as well. I'm going to give you everything that we use, that our team builds, so that you can take it, run it for yourselves, and hopefully sell more homes. Sound good? Feel free to ask any questions throughout. I'm going to get started. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of how I got here, but I think it's important to set the stage with the problem that we're trying to solve. I was running ads for a Regional Homes office. I don't know if you're familiar with Regional Homes, but they're a big retail operation that got acquired by Champion. And the first month that I started their campaigns, we generated like 700 leads. It was wild. I was like, I'm a master marketer, incredible. Walking around puffing my chest out, and then they didn't close anybody. And I was like, what's going on, guys? What's the problem? What's the leak in the bucket? And it turns out that there's millions of people looking for affordable housing, but not a lot of them can actually qualify. You guys experiencing this? 100 leads, how many out of 100, how many can you actually get across the finish line? So I saw this problem and I was complaining. Oh man, we got a clicker. Nice. I saw this problem and I was complaining to my business partner, who was a friend then, about Regional Homes and that team. I was like, why don't they just call their leads? Why don't they get to them quickly enough? Why don't they know how to have a good sales conversation, right? And my partner, to his credit, said, why don't you just build a solution? Why don't we build something that helps solve this problem, bridges this gap, so that we can turn more of these people, so that we can find the people in here that actually want to buy homes. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The system is called the Mobile Home Sales Accelerator. There are 3 steps. This is the internal system that we run for all of our clients. We have 70 clients throughout the country right now. One of them is here in the front row, representing the shark shirt. Thanks for coming. Step 1 is the quick close method. These are all just fun names, but the reality is we're trying to get something done differently at each stage here. The quick close method is how do we find the buyers that are ready right now and get them down to the lot as quickly as humanly possible so that you guys can take the magic that Cesar and his team are teaching you and apply it, right? We want to get them there. Instead of going to your competition, how do we get them to your lot so you can close them, right? That's this method. Then we have the first choice framework. This is a series of ads that we run for clients that builds you up into essentially like a local celebrity. So we want people to literally drive past your competition and decide to go to your lot instead of theirs. That's what we do here. Then we have our lead revival engine, which essentially is all those dead leads that you have in your dead leads column. How do we get them to actually come back and buy a house? Again, 3, 6, 12 months down the line. All right. This is not to brag. This is just to show that it actually works. This is my friend Jordan here. First week, he closed a deal, 3 under contract in the first month from this quick close method. Breeze through that. All right, you're gonna see I love QR codes. Feel free to scan it now if you want, but we're gonna have one at the end where you can get all the links that I've talked about today. The words that you write matter more than anything else in your advertising. Pictures are great, videos are great, but the words are so important, and that's why we're gonna start here. We write 8 different ads when we start out. The first one here is the Dream 3. We talk about price, terms, and selling the dream of actually owning a manufactured home. And the reality of the situation here is that most people are curious, they're thinking about buying a home, and you have to give them a reason to take that next step. They don't know exactly what the price is. They don't know what the terms are. And if you don't tell them that, they're just not gonna make a decision, right? They're gonna sit there thinking about it, and they're never gonna take that next step. So we run these 3 for everybody. And then we have our greatest hits format as well. Again, if you scan that, you'll have all these ads. You'll have a custom AI that can help you write those ads as well. The greatest hits are essentially based on famous copywriters throughout history. You got David Ogilvy, you got Alex Hormozy more recently, a lot of different copywriters. All you need to do here is put your business information in. It will ask you what it needs, and it will spit out all 8 ads that we write for everybody. So feel free to use that. Now, what are you gonna do for pictures and video? Ugly ads work best. I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. Ugly ads work best. And that's not to say that the product is ugly. Obviously, we've all seen beautiful homes. But a picture of a home that's not quite put together yet, maybe a double wide that's not sandwiched together, no skirting, maybe there's some construction material in front of it, it's getting set up or built or put together, is gonna convert leads about 20% better than a nice manicured 3D rendered photo of a home across the board. So when you're choosing your pictures and video, go for what I would consider more typically ugly ads. All right? Got it? Perfect. So,
why do you think that is?
yeah, good question.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. The reason that ugly ads work better, because dear Lord, is this a horrible photo? The reason that it works better, I think, is because it doesn't look like an ad, right? This doesn't look like something that a company would put together and put out on the internet. It looks like a post that somebody just walked outside and snapped a photo. So they're not feeling sold to in a way that a traditionally like beautiful put together 3D rendered ad would. All we're trying to do with a lead gen ad is stop people scrolling with that image, right? They see this image and it calls out to them as a manufactured home, so they stop scrolling. That's step 1. And I think that's why ugly ads work better. Step 2, hopefully, if they stop scrolling, they'll read the hook, and the hook has to be something compelling enough to actually get them to read the rest of the ad, which is the meat. That's where you kind of give them a little bit more information about the thing that you're selling, and it features, benefits, things of that nature, and that brings them down to the call to action. Now, this is something that I see a lot of businesses mess up. Very important that you give them one clear path forward. I see a lot of people say in their ads, feel free to call me, text me, email me, go to the website, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever. Like, give them one clear step forward, or else they'll get confused, just like the 3 land options that you mentioned. If you give them too many options, they're gonna get confused, they're not gonna buy. So the point, the anatomy of this ad, it's all designed to get them to take that journey of attention from stopping here, reading the hook, reading the meat, and then actually taking the action that you want them to take, right? That one clear next step. Make sense?
What does that action say, Duncan? 'Cause I can't read that part.
Yeah, that says click learn more and see how far your money takes you. I want them to click learn more, right? That's all I want them to do. It leads them to the next step. If you want people to call you, great. Say, pick up the phone and dial this number. If that's your preferred call to action, only ask them to do that, all right?
What does it say? Click, learn more. What's the last part?
Yeah, it says click learn more and see how far your money takes you. This is more of like a sell the dream kind of thing. Like, home ownership is affordable. Again, that AI will help you write a ton of variations of this format of ad. That's like our lead gen.
Where does learn more take them after that?
Beautiful
Oh, sorry.
question. Yeah. So the next step, the clear next step is qualification, right? The hard part about our industry is that most people that come through the funnel are not going to be qualified. They're not ready yet. Maybe they're saving up a deposit, looking for land, and you have to know so that you can start that sales conversation from a place of confidence and knowledge. You're not having to do this discovery in the initial conversation. You can go to them and say, hey, you told me you want to move in a month. You have property. You're looking for a double wide. That's a 3-2. I'd love to show you some options that we have. Yes?
Quick question, because that looks like kind of a standard funnel form.
Yeah.
Do you track how many people click off that once they see that? Or in comparison to maybe having your learn more just being an email form
Yeah.
that gives them the ability to send a direct email? Because I know things like that, there's a ton of them on the internet
Yeah.
for all sorts of things. And from my personal experience, whenever I see something like that, I'm no.
Yeah, it's a great question. So the beauty of this type of ad, which is called a Facebook lead form, is it's very low friction, meaning it doesn't take them off of Facebook, and it's very easy for them to fill this out in like 5 seconds and just forget about it.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that you'll get people, I'll show you an example later actually from your campaign that we're running. You'll get people that click this, submit it, and then you reach out to them 5 times and they finally reply.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, sorry, I thought it was a scam. It's like, that happens.
Yeah.
The reality of the situation, though, is that this is going to collect the highest volume of leads for the cheapest cost. And if you have a good system on the back end to actually convert them and get them in, that is what I like to optimize for. It's
So
like
you got
cheapest.
minimal backclicks out of that. you know,
Correct.
or
Yeah.
clicks on
We've tested it versus like website, landing page. This is highest volume, cheapest cost, best result.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm in the market, if I'm truly in the market, I'm probably gonna fill out these questions.
Yeah, correct.
That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
We gotta keep in mind, like, if you're not truly committed to buying a house, you're probably not gonna fill out these questions.
Yep.
So those people that do, they've gone one extra step. So if I do get that lead, now it's like, man, okay, they took the time to do this, and I'm really gonna pay attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming to you with purchasing intent. Like, this isn't a home buyer's guide for manufactured homes in 2026. It's like they saw an ad that said we have double wides and single wides starting at this price. Click learn more, give us your information so we can reach out to you to sell you a house. Right? That's the start of the interaction. That's why this is in the quick close method. We're trying to get quick wins here. For my business, which is an agency, if I don't get you wins as quickly as possible, I'm gonna get fired. This whole thing on the front end is optimized for how quickly can we get them in the door, how quickly can we get them closed, right? All right, this is what happens when everything lines up. This is my friend Chris Mills. He's a Clayton Homes salesperson in Corbin, Kentucky. Month 1, he got 1,000 leads. Wildest thing I have ever seen. They're paying $1 per lead in Kentucky, pretty much. Not across the board, but in his area specifically. He had 8 active deals in month 1. Now he's number 5 in his region. And he's only focusing on this quick close method. He's not really even doing any of the other stuff that I'm gonna talk about today. So that's the power of this. And
1,000 leads, that's sort of.
all right. So now is the fun AI stuff, right? We use AI to make those ads, to write the copy. You have that link. This is the sequence that goes out that gets people to reply at about a 30% rate. And the thing I want to say here, texting is phenomenal. Calling is better. Call all of your leads, please, as soon as humanly possible. This is kind of like if you guys are busy crushing it, selling 200 homes a year, and you don't have time to get to all of your leads within 5 minutes, having something in place that's automated to get them to reply like this is essential, right? Especially if you're busy. So this is the initial sequence that goes out.
Do you normally do that even if you're gonna call right
Oh, yeah.
away, so you do both?
Yeah, it goes out to everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna read it for you. This is from Matt's account. This is that exact example that I talked about. We got, hey, this is Judy. That's the name of our AI. Hey, Susanna, just checking to see if you're planning to move into a new home in the next 6 months. Hey, another text. We literally send a question mark to them to try and get them to reply. Text. Hey, Susanna, this is Judy from New Mexico Country Homes again. Just a heads up, popular homes are moving fast. And finally, after 5 texts, we got this lady to reply, right? You guys don't have time to send all these to every single lead that's coming in. You just don't. But this is what it took to get her to reply. And this doesn't seem like a very positive thing, right? Hey, sorry, I thought this was a scam, but it leads to a conversation about buying a house, right? Everything from here on is AI. Oh man, we're lingering there, huh? All right, it's apparently a really long video. Maybe I got a phone call. Hold. Alrighty. No worries. Susanna, I'm here to help with any questions about New Mexico Country Homes. Let me know how I can assist you. I'm looking for property and land together for cheap, if possible. We can definitely help with that. This AI is trained to have this conversation, right? It runs the playbook exactly as you would like it to happen every single time. But the idea here with this is the automation we send out to get this conversation started. If that's all that happened, fantastic. More conversations with warm leads is what you're looking for, right? Now, make sense? Cool. All right, let's talk a little bit about the AI. The goal of this talk is to give you guys the resources necessary to do this yourselves. Not here to sell or pitch. This AI is kind of the most complicated thing that we do, but there are tools out there that can help you build this for yourself. We use a system called Go High Level. That's the CRM that we build all this fun stuff out in. We do not use their native AI. We built one for ourselves because it was kind of hit or miss until recently, but now it's gotten to the point where it can have conversations like this. Do you have single wide homes available? Yes. Do you have any pictures? I can help with that. I sent a notification to the team. Fantastic. What's your move-in time frame? This is a conversation that your salespeople would have perfectly replicated every single time, 24/7, 365. You can build this right now. And it got all the way to a booked appointment. Come on in Saturday at 12 o'clock. It sends the notifications for them to come in. And the idea here is availability and consistency. The same way that you can't send out texts to every single lead that comes in to get them to reply, it's unreasonable to ask your team to do this with every single lead that comes in all around the clock, right? So having something there that actually gives you that availability is massive. I think I have a link for that at the end. Okay, let's talk about calls real quick. AI is phenomenal, but I am of the opinion that voice AI is not there yet. Anybody experienced like a voice AI kind of thing? We are AI first. We go to AI to try and solve every single problem, and I'm still not convinced that it can call your leads outbound with good results. We're testing it, but still, we have US-based sales reps on our team call hot leads within 5 minutes of them coming in, because that's the most effective way to get people down to the lot. For example, this is Mariana. She did 171 outbound calls in February for Matt. She booked 16 appointments, and 6 of those are this week. All she does is sit and wait for hot leads to come in. She calls them, books the appointment, gets them down there. If you have somebody on your team that's all they do, you can squeeze an extra 20-30% out of the leads that you're getting. So please call your leads, please. All right, awesome. Any questions? Making sense so far? Perfect, cool. Now we're gonna talk about how do you become a local celebrity, right? That's where the real magic happens. The quick close method is phenomenal. It's like a meat grinder. You like get all these leads in and you squeeze appointments out to try and close as many people as you can immediately. This is long-term how you actually become the, I wanna say like go-to brand for manufactured homes in your community. And it starts with content. People do business with people. You gotta get comfortable being the face of your business. Be in the content, right? The first piece of content that you're gonna see in that document, at that link, love QR codes, is a mobile home essay. Long form essay about the benefits of mobile homes, manufactured homes, how they became what they are today. And you should pair that with a picture or video of you in front of a home talking about those concepts. Cool? This next one is where you get to show off a little bit. As you can see here, I'm guiding somebody through this process. He's showing off the features of this amazing home, but he is in it. He's walking through the home saying, can you believe that this is a mobile home? We've all had that experience, like standing in a house where like, I had no idea they were this nice, right? That's what you're trying to replicate for anybody on the internet, okay? That's that one. This is a process video. Talk about what does it actually take to get approved for financing, what does the delivery and set process look like, et cetera, et cetera. And the goal of this ad is to alleviate some of that resistance that you were talking about, Cesar. It's like somebody comes in, they say, I gotta think about it. This is the stuff that they're thinking about, right? What's it gonna cost? How long is it gonna take? Imagine somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I wanna buy a house and I know that the first step is financing. It's like, wouldn't that be amazing? Pre-sold, ready to go. And if you do this right, that's what you'll get. Who is a mobile home actually for? This is another ad that we write that basically you get to describe who you want to do business with. Describe your ideal client. Post a picture of you with them. This is actually a sales guy, but you get the idea. A testimonial video maybe. Anything that describes your ideal client and shows you interacting with them is the goal of this ad. Last one is how'd you get your start? This one builds you up as the person that they want to do business with. You want them to come in and say, hey, I want to work with this guy because I saw him online and I like him, right? That's the idea there. Now, structurally, these are not just posts. You want to take these ads, you want to make them, create them, and then you want to show them to everybody that submitted a lead to your business. This is why this works, okay? Everybody that interacted in any meaningful way, not quite sure yet, not ready to move forward, they start seeing all this trust building content so that they get convinced to take the next step. Cool? All right. This is my favorite part. Any questions on the content side of things? I know it kind of went pretty quick through that. Okay. This is the most ignored thing, and I think every single business. We work with Clayton Homes, regional homes, all the way like from large corporations down to single mom and pops. They all have a dead leads list longer than the Bible that they just don't talk to. The reality is that's where most of your deals are hiding, and this is how you get them out. Consistent long-term follow-up. It's pretty self-explanatory. Imagine you had all the time in the world to follow up with leads, right? What would you do? Every couple weeks you'd send them a, hey, just checking in. You said you had to talk to your wife about it. You're looking for this kind of home. Where are we at on that? AI can do this for you without you having to worry about it now. And again, the link I'm going to share with you will help you with that. And reactivation campaigns. This is the flashy, fun thing, so we're going to focus on this. And it all centers around creating a strong offer. Anybody do like sales, promotions, anything like that? What kind of stuff you're running?
Like we did a Black Friday deal this year.
Nice.
And then we did one, we extended it through the new year.
Nice, okay. How'd that work out for you?
I think we wrote some deals.
Okay.
Probably it was the ones that were almost there, but
Yeah.
kind of on the fence still.
Oh, perfect, yep. I call this a good offer can kick somebody off the fence. Mm-hmm. That is exactly right. They're thinking about it, they're a tire kicker. It's like, all right, now is the time to come in, and here's why. We're gonna give you a 4th of July special. Fireworks, a grill, a free porch, and a deep freezer with half a cow in it. Sounds dumb, but they're like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about buying a house. Boy, would I love a Traeger to go with that house. So I'm gonna go in and talk to them about it, right? That's all we're trying to do here. This is an offer we actually ran for somebody and it crushed, right? The key though is, yeah, crazy, right? That one we didn't run. That one I actually stole from a local roofing company in Florida. For Thanksgiving, they gave away a turkey and an AR-15. They were on national news. It was pretty funny. So, offer is everything at this step. And if you create a strong offer, you can get those people that your sales team's like, yeah, I've been talking to him since January last year, to come back and actually buy a house. And I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, this is a tax season promo that we're running. They've been talking to this person probably since, I don't know, November, December. They moved them from appointment to AI follow-up because maybe they didn't show up, who knows. All it took was one text. They were non-responsive for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. We said, hey, come on down, tax season promo, $5K toward land improvement or off the price of a new home. Are you interested? Where is that? It's like this guy got 20, 30, 40 texts maybe before this finally got him to respond, right? Good offer, kicks somebody off the fence and starts the conversation with the sales team. Do you have a website, et cetera, et cetera. You guys have seen a sales conversation, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. The idea here is reach out to people in a consistent, long-term way to keep them warm, and then an offer will kick them off the fence. Cool? Another example. This is a little bit longer one. Again, since December.
It's funny that the person
Go back.
responds that, who is this, or where is
Yeah.
this from?
Crazy, right?
Because I think people pay such little attention sometimes.
Yeah, they check out. They're just scrolling on Facebook at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I might buy a mobile home someday. The reality is they might,
Yeah.
right? Ignoring them is like, it keeps marketers up at night, right? You hear about the dead leads list and you're like, please just send an email or text because there's so much money sitting in there. Okay, so this is that initial sequence that went out. That's why I wanted to give this example. Text, voicemail drop, just gave you a call, are you available? And let's just keep going through here. Click. Awesome, we got a reply. Currently in the market for a double wide. Sounds like a hot lead. Is a hot lead. Is not ready, right? They tried, moved to, I don't know, hot lead or something like that in the pipeline. Definitely within the next 2 or 4 months. Got 2 acres of land. It's like fantastic lead, right? This person went dead. They booked an appointment, did not show up. Here's an appointment reminder. Just a quick reminder, please come in so we can sell you a house. And they just didn't show up. It's like, what do you do, right? Most people are like, canceled appointment, try to get them to come back, put them in canceled no-show, and this goes on for, I don't know, months. Hey man, where you at? Have you given up on finding a new home? Please come back. You know, we want to sell you something. Let's just breeze through a little bit of this. Oh geez. Went way back. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get this rolling for you. Okay. Eventually, 3 months later, this guy replied to our tax season promo and then inbound called this business and they moved him to active deal, which means he submitted financing, got approved, and it is moving forward. The point here, came in hot, cooled off because he wasn't ready, followed up, wasn't working until we sent this offer that kicked him off the fence and it got the deal across the finish line. You should be sending out offers like this every single month. It's like, you gotta squeeze those leads. You paid for them and the money is just sitting there. And if you're not creating offers and sending them out, you're wasting money, essentially. So that's that. Last example of this working super well, we're working with a dealer in Louisiana. When we started working with them, they said we have a list of leads. It's like 2,500 leads that we just haven't reached out to. It's like 3 years old. We're just gonna ignore them. And I was like, oh, thank God, this account's gonna go great because they have this huge opportunity. What we did was we helped them create an offer that, you know, I wasn't crazy about it because it was more money off than like a really solid offer, and like dollar amount off kind of, I don't know, it weakens the offer in my opinion. But anyway, it worked. I think it was like 25K off. The idea was come down for this Memorial Day red tag sale. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of money, right? That's what I said.
Giving them the whole.
Look, I tried to make it better. This is a regional homes account, and it was like a corporate approved offer. I think they ran it for a lot of offices, whatever.
Wow. That almost makes it seem like you were overcharging.
Yeah. I mean, they got bought out by Champion, and it's like corporate. So I agree. I much rather would have given away a freezer and half a cow or whatever. because that's more perceived value than even $25,000, right? It's like you say 25K off, and the consumer's mind immediately goes to, well, they just marked it up to make this crazy deal. It's a weak offer. But the point here is that even with a weak offer that I think personally sucked, we booked 30 appointments in a single day for them for this like Memorial Day blowout sale. All of them were from old dead leads that they were never going to talk to again. 15 people showed up, and they got 4 deposits in a single day. The crazy thing, all of those deposits came from leads that were over a year old that had never replied to the business, not once. So like this is the power of long-term follow-up offers.
And that was an AI lead or email campaign that you did?
I wrote it with AI, and at that first link that I sent you, it will help you write one of these. So we don't use AI to actually send it. This is like literally just a text campaign. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Write the texts, maybe 5 to 7 of them, and have them send out over the course of a couple weeks. Don't overcomplicate it. Make a strong offer. This is my offer inspiration document for you. Here's how you structure the campaign. Here's an example of our tax season promo. And here's the technology that we use to do it all. We use High Level, which is just a CRM. We can build automations in there. There's AI in there. The AI component comes in for this. I forgot I had a remote. The AI component here comes in after they reply and they say, yeah, I'll come in to do the promotion. The thing that booked these was an AI. That was 100% AI. Person never talked to them at all, right? They replied and said, yeah, I'm interested in the Memorial Day sale. When can I come in? The AI said the 24th is the day of the sale. You have to be there to get the deal. Booked it, and Bob's your uncle, right? But the thing that made it work, because you guys can book appointments, right? The thing that made it work was the offer and reaching out to all those leads in a way that kicked them off the fence to get them to actually come back, right? So I love AI, don't get me wrong, but if you don't get that first component right, the AI is not going to have anybody to talk to. So.
Can you go back to your QRs?
Yeah, I actually have a better QR code for you. Hold on. This has all the links that I've talked to you about so far. Like I said, I love QR codes. Sorry, bait and switch. Just use this one. Okay, so to sum everything up, hopefully I gave you enough info today to create some ads, run them to help generate leads, assist them to help convert them, help you become locally famous, and then follow up with all those people that are not quite ready yet to get them back around. Any questions for me? Yes, sir.
The interaction it's having, was that on Facebook?
Text messages and Facebook DMs right now is what we do.
And is that somebody sitting there with the copy, like all the different sequences of communication, manually pasting that in? Because it sounded like
No, so
copy, but not.
you can have it automated. So the stuff that I've given you will help you write it, and then the tech will help you automate it. You can make it so that it's like you could say, for example, at the end of April, I want to do an April Fool's campaign, or I don't know, whatever you want to do. Yeah, tax season right now. We're running a ton of tax season promos. You can say, over the next 2 weeks, I want these 15 texts to be sent to this entire list. That tech will help you do that. And then the replies can be handled by a person or by AI, which is also in that tech. Does that answer the question, kind of?
Kind of like if you go high level, I think that's email sequences or
Text sequences, yeah.
Is that what's sending this out, or is it AI looking at it's been 3 days?
Yeah, really good question. So there's a mix in our system that we run. There's a mix of AI and automation. The AI component is in our softer long-term follow-up that says, hey, you've been thinking about this kind of house, where are we at? It reads the context of the conversation and replies like a salesperson would, right? So that's AI. The tax season promo, you just write that bad boy and send it out to everybody.
Like a broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then when they reply, you can have that AI there that's trained to answer the questions and book the appointment. That's in that tech as well. But ultimately, it's like if you can start conversations with people, you can pick the conversation up from there and hopefully land the sale. But if you want AI or need AI to help handle the volume, because that's what we've seen is like the volume can be a little overwhelming, it's in that tech as well. Right? Yes, sir.
You mentioned earlier about Go High Level's AI not being great, and you built your own, you said, until recently.
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah, it is. It's great. We started this business probably, I don't know, 2 years ago. And I had been doing marketing for probably 8 years at that point. And I knew that AI was coming, and we were testing things, and high levels couldn't really even, it would talk to people, but it couldn't pull out any of the information from the conversation, right? It would say like, hey, you want to come down and look at a house? The person would say, yeah, I'm looking for this house. It wouldn't be able to take that and give it to the team, give it to the people. Now it can. It's like just like an assistant can understand the whole conversation, send you a text that's like, hey, this person has a good example. I'll give you an example. We were testing high levels AI, and we ran it for a client, and they came through Facebook DMs, and they said they realized it was an AI. They were pissed about it, which happens, right? It's AI. And they were like, if you don't connect me with a person right now, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. The AI was like, oh crap, and it sent a text to the GM and was like, hey, this guy has 30 grand for a deposit. You need to call him immediately. Here's his phone number. He called him and landed the deal. That was high level AI. And again, we programmed that in, but my point is it's come a long way. So, yes?
So what's the cost for your platform?
It really depends on what you need, and I can book a call with you and we can discuss it. Yeah. I don't want to recommend anything without digging in a little bit more. Yes?
Is your presentation going to be available afterwards?
I can send it out, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to probably do this or something similar, a little bit more refined because I finished this 30 minutes ago. I'm going to refine it. Yeah. I'm going to refine it, and I'm probably going to run it regularly as like a class or a webinar or something like that. I'll invite you guys. But yes, I can send it out also. Also, I gave you guys books if you want to learn a little bit more about how we got here, what we do.
Is your contact info and stuff in here anywhere? Or no?
You're going to be so surprised. There's a QR code in the back of the book.
I was thinking that you probably had a QR code,
Yeah.
something in here.
And if you go on Facebook, he's all over Facebook.
Yep. Mobilehomeguys.ai is the website.
Yes,
Um,
you heard a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a picture last night of you on the plane that you were coming.
Yeah. Yeah, social works, surprisingly. So I happy to help anybody answer any questions that you guys have about our system or implementing it for yourself at any, yeah, sure.
Do you do work with like individual, do you have an individual salespeople?
Yeah.
Do you separately rather than say a company-wide
Oh, yeah.
stuff? And it's
Great. Yeah,
Was that guy that you mentioned?
Yeah, Chris
He was an
Mills,
individual coach?
crushing it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think last month he closed 13 or 14 deals himself.
Yeah.
Wild, like just generally speaking for an individual salesperson. His problem currently is that he has too many leads still, even with the AI helping.
1,000 leads, how does one person?
It's wild. Like I hesitate to even talk about it because I can't do that for everybody. Like I got on a call with him and I was like, hey man, like I don't know what's going on. I thought there was a problem. I thought we targeted the whole US or something like that. But I looked and it was Kentucky and everything was right and I was like, it's 98 cents a lead right now. And he's like, yeah man, I don't know what to do. And I was like, yeah, I don't either. Good luck. Sorry about all your sales. Yeah.
Hire an assistant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the person that we have do calls now. That was kind of in response to that. It's like he literally can't keep up, even with the hot leads. It's like 300 people with land or something like that. Wild results. So if anybody wants to start a dealership, it's like Kentucky. But yeah, salespeople will often try us out, and then they'll roll it out for the whole office. The thing that I've seen more than anything when a whole office takes us on is that it can be difficult to get the team bought in unless they've seen some results, because it's a big ask. Like they still have to call all those leads. They still got to learn how to work leads from paid ads, which is very different than walk-ins, referrals, things of that nature. So I like it oftentimes when there's an individual salesperson that signs on and then the office is like, wow, he's making all these sales. Let's roll it out for everybody. It's kind of a preferred way to do it. But I'll sign on the whole office if you want. Whatever. Cool. Anybody else? Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thank you, Dr.